It's important to understand as we have this large crop and everyone being very eager to get into the field, harvest, dry down, and store, the key will be to try not to compromise on safety.
The most significant factor about entrapments and engulfments and flowing grain is the quality of the grain that goes into the bin. Farmers need to recognize if they put in high quality grain, it's dried properly down to at least 14%, is that grain is going to come out of the bin a whole lot easier than putting it in wet and then having it spoil and then having to wrestle with it to try to get it out the bin later.
The key will be to try not to compromise on safety, and so try to get systems planned ahead of time for drying. Make sure you secure your fuel, enough fuel to dry. Make sure you get your bins cleaned out, your drying systems primed, oiled, cleaned out. Make sure you get all those things, prepped your equipment so you don't have breakdowns in the middle of the harvest period.
The primary cause of an entrapment or engulfment in a grain bin is when a farmer enters a bin with the auger unloading it and trying to break up crusted grain that's out of condition. Next thing you know, the grain begins to flow quickly and they're caught in that flow and they're brought right down to the center of the bin and almost never have an opportunity for to escape or to get out of the flowing grain in time before they become completely covered in the grain.
And again, like you said, it's try to do things such as you don't rush yourself and start compromising on safety.
Well, I think it's interesting to note that over the last decade or so, the trend in general farm fatalities and serious injuries is on the decline. And I think this has been a really positive aspect of agriculture as a whole. But the problem of grain entrapments is actually showing an increase. And it's one of the few types of farm injuries that actually has an upward trend. And again, I think it's largely because of the tremendous amount of grain that we're producing, the increased amount of grain storage that's located on farms, and the whole process of trying to manage that grain and keep it in high quality prior to shipment. And in some cases, farmers are making some shortcuts, taking shortcuts, and not drying it properly, and it becomes out of condition, and then they're exposed to a risk of entrapment.